Hey. Listen. Me and him is on the fix over here. You see, that's why I like you guys. Love it. But the year 2023 is here. The vault is back.
Like we never left.
The boys are back. We got myself, of course, the only girl in the room. Literally, the only girl in the room.
We got the queen there.
Is it girl or lady?
Listen, let's stick to girl, okay?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now let me just be the girl.
We're not good in pronouns, so
it's fine.
Unaona camera?
Yes.
Point of order, Jirongi, please. Point of order. This is the Vault 2023, and of course we're coming in massive this year. A lot is going to be in store for what's going to be happening, especially in the hip-hop world. We already got events lined up. We've already got MCs lined up. Whoa. We've got people, we've imported DJs from
left and right.
Left and right.
And compass.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be an amazing
from North
year.
Pole to South Pole, Annie.
Yes, and we're excited to see what the music scene is gonna look like this year. It ended on a high note last year with Google checking in and just uplifting the Kenyan music with Brooklyn Boys, Guy putting out Kenyan words. Mwakenya was over there trending, Bogi was trending, Rieng was trending. All because they were elevating the the hip hop scene. Of course, I'm your girl Mara, my love with the Afro Punk Queen. We also got in studio.
Jirongize, unajua tena kama kawa new year new things, mambo mapya, yani mwaka haki ya Mungu. Tunabadilisha mengi, unajua tena. Tuko na mzee mzima hapo.
Yeah, wacha nichukue hiyo ya Jirongi. Kapang pang. Yeah. It's the beat maker, not the beat taker. 10 fingers in the air. Yeah, that's how we're representing. Leo.
Yeah.
There we go. And in studio, all the way from which country?
I'm from here.
Yeah, okay, fine. All the way from Kenya. We have DJ Mwakenya.
Shukran. Yeah, DJ Mwakenya. Yeah, just local DJ, but based in Denmark, Scandinavia. So nice. Happy to be home.
Wacha Denmark.
Nashukuru kuwa hapa.
DJ has a few Danish words. Unasalimiana in Danish.
Hi. And you say hi.
That's how unasalimiana.
Ina sound ya bunge.
Ukikutana na mrembo na umempenda, ya elskadai. Inamaanisha nakupenda.
Wewe anadai.
Hapana.
Orel Sadai. Hapo unasemaje?
Ya
elskadai. Nakupenda.
El Shaddai.
Ya elskadai. 3 words.
El Shaddai.
Elska is love.
Elska.
Yeah.
Elska. Die. No, sorry.
Die is like you know. See?
Wewe uko jia rhymes.
Au sio?
Listen.
Elska die.
Yeah.
So ukiona Denmark.
Yeah.
Una mark.
Kwanza sema hi. Kwanza sema hi.
Hi. Oh, hi.
Alafu atakujibu hi.
So alafu
ukiona dem
alafu akismile, ya elska die.
There we go.
Ting.
Ukiona akikausha?
Akikausha.
Pitch nigga. No, ni as in picha. Ile picha nigga inamaanisha picha.
Si hivyo unaona dem ametoka Denmark una mark alafu unampeleka kwa park.
Wanapenda pia.
Si kwa den.
But you know, so long as they're here in the sun, they can't be sad.
That's true.
Come on, they can't be sad. They die to come in this side.
That's true.
They like the sunshine.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's why they say we hot.
That's why we're hot. That's why.
By the way, I don't know if you realize this, but let me just give a shout out.
Melanin.
Let me give a shout out. So there was this thing that came on online the other day about the top 10 beautiful women in Africa. Kenya was like number 4.
What?
Number 4.
Nigeria was number 10. They took it personally. Like,
no,
how can we be a number 10?
As they should. But the numbers don't lie.
They were not with
See?
The numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
Madam Nigeria kama waida lakini.
Well, listen.
Yo, let's avoid xenophobia. Sudan walikuwa na
Make us stop it.
Please. You know what?
No, I'm just
Let's just get into
I
it.
said let's avoid xenophobia. Sudan walikuwa namba?
Sudan was not on the list. Man.
Oh.
Okay, guys.
I think it was Ethiopia and Rwanda that were the top.
Guys.
The number was too dark to read, man.
It's fine. You know what? Let's move on quickly.
We're all Sudanese.
What? Listen.
Icon Radio.
We all Kushites.
Icon Radio, point of order. Listen.
Yes.
What's new apart from, Jirongi and Jimmy's blings?
You know we represent.
One thing you guys have come in shiny. Because I was like, why didn't I get the memo? How come I wasn't told to also come with a new bling if I could get one? We show you so watch. Show us your watch.
We have to enter January. We have to enter.
Bling is
reverse psychology. It's supposed to be broke in January, but
my
the brother is,
shiny. I should have come in shade.
Yeah.
They call it drip, but we call it chafua.
What's been happening in you guys? What's been happening in you guys' world? What's new?
What's new?
Yes.
For me?
Yes. For both of you. All of you.
I'm thinking like Mojo George about to take over the world.
Hey.
No, I like that statement.
No, for real.
I like it.
Nasira.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm God, but a lot of things are going wrong. So, no, if you want something done, you better do it yourself. So,
yeah. We will be waiting for that podcast, like we said. We'll be waiting for that podcast of yours to come out. Jimmy, Jimmy, what's been new with you? And your apart from world domination from Jirongi?
Me, I've been shiny, man.
Clearly.
I can't even lie.
We see.
You know how we do it. Mwakenya, you know how we do it, man.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So just back in the lab, putting out some stuff, working on that, cooking good food, keeping healthy. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Nice.
Not too much going on right now, but it's easy. It's easy all the way.
Okay. Mwakenya, DJ Mwakenya, what has been new for you coming into this year?
Okay, compared to last year, COVID and all that.
Yeah.
It's like the music entertainment scene, the live scene was like shut down.
Right.
It's good we have live streaming.
That's true.
So people can still do what they have to do, but it's not the same.
When
you're in front of me, giving me that vibe, I can look at it in your eyes, I can see it in your body language.
Yeah.
So it's more captivating.
Right.
Though I came with my cousin.
DJ
Malji, so I can't forget him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So he can stick his head on the camera.
Yeah.
He's on the camera, I'll show who you are.
Nice, that is also holding the camera. But yeah, you can just check it real quick.
You can check it real quick on the...
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Malji.
Hey.
All right.
Icon Radio.
Hey.
Live.
Ndio kutsema.
Good stuff.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so January is a slow month, but everything starts from February, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a slow month, but a grow month.
Yeah, a grow month.
Oh.
Already on the 4th of January. February, sorry. On the 4th of February, I'm doing the Mali birthday, but it's in Scandinavia. It's in Denmark.
Oh,
so it's really kicking out.
All right.
Then the week after there's Valentine, and it goes on.
All right.
Yeah, so it's really
it's shaping out to be a good year.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, like last year was tough.
Last year was tough.
Last year was tough for everyone.
For everyone, yeah.
But yeah.
So if you were preparing, this is your time.
That's where it is. That's where it is. All right, even a lot has been happening in the Kenyan scene. Like I have a good feeling about Kenyan music this year. There are a lot of people who are investing. Spotify has come into the market heavy and strong. Google also is taking over the music scene as well, just investing in it. Who else has come in? Boomplay, of course, is ever consistent with their workshops and stuff like that. So I gotta give a big shout out to these streaming services who are just like elevating the scene. And of course, now we need to be up there. And the conversation has always been like, I'm a piano, Afrobeat. But now Kenyan music, whatever it's gonna be called, it's gengetone, genge. We will settle on a name.
No. I have a problem with this. It was never gengetone.
It was what?
Doba.
Because it takes a lot of the Caribbean scene.
Uptown, they call it gengetone because they wanted to tame it. But downtown, it was Doba.
So why is it called Doba downtown? Because of the sound they're using. They're using a lot of the rhythm sound.
Doba ni sound.
Doba
means sound. Dob, like rubber dob. Unajua imetoka from rubber dob na reggae dob na vitu kama.
That's what I know it to be.
Yeah, because one thing people are there's a culture getting brewed up. hii culture ni watu wa ghetto wamesikiza reggae for many years, so inawagroisha. But Kenya hakuna anything ya kuassociate na South Africa, mapiano wapi nini. So Kenya they are trying to breed something. Na pali kulienda wrong, ni vile gengeton ilitokea, alafu ikaitwa gengeton. Iko inafaa kuitwa gengeton, iko inafaa kuitwa doba. Na people who call it gengeton walikuwa promoters wa music, not the artist.
Right.
You can't come up with a game alafu mtu mwingine aipatie jina juu anataka kucommercialize. Ukienda chini unasikia ngoma kusema doba. Watu wote kwa base kuzibuda yeye unaona chezanga doba. Kila mtu anasema doba, asemi gengeton. Gengeton.
But the gengeton guys call it gengeton.
The commercial people. The wave people.
But what is gengeton really?
Gengeton, for me, I don't know. If you ask me, I don't know. They wanted to tell me.
Is there a way to define it? That's true.
Sorry. Let me say something. It was slipping off from Akina Meja, Akina Nonini, Akina Nani, you know.
Now they come out with
they wanted to tame it. So it's get out of hand. I was there kwa conversation nikiwaona nikiwasikia mpaka
You know, it's interesting that you say that because you brought in a lot of artists from that genre last year.
Because it's doba, it's never gengeton. Kuna hiyo beef. Uptown call it gengeton, downtown call it doba.
So do you think we can go international with that
doba,
particular
not
name?
Gengeton. Doba, not
but
gengeton.
But I remember when Ergo 9 was here, he brought up a point.
Yeah.
He said it should have been called Kenyan Dancehall. You know?
Now you are coming to the international game of
yeah, that's what he's saying, to sell it. Because when you say gengeton out there, like people will be like, okay, what is, you know? It doesn't click.
They wanted to associate it with the genge. So I'm telling you, they never wanted to get out of hand. So they wanted to gain control with it. So they named it Gengeton. But got nothing to do with Gengeton. For me, when you say Gengeton, I know Ragaton. Sibasi wangeita Ragaton. Kwa sababu
reggaeton.
Vile wewe unasemaje dancehall. It's dancehall. Kenyan dancehall. So what will you call Kenyan dancehall? You will call it reggaeton. Kwa sababu people love reggae in Kenya and they're doing doba. And doba ni reggae. So they don't want to call it reggaeton because it will sound. But in Kenya, the way you call music, you call it doba. Tunakula doba.
No, that I agree with. That if for sure, if that would be the name of the genre.
So doba itagombali kwa sababu ya nini? It's all about sound.
I think it's a good idea.
It's all about sound.
Yeah.
Na hapo ndio kina Jimmy wana come in.
The dub sound.
Kwa sababu ni sound.
I think that's a
dub sound.
Very pertinent, very good idea.
It's a mix of rap, dancehall, and reggae. And let's say it's a mix of whatever we listen.
Ni doba.
Ni doba. So tukule doba. Alafu doba ina limit.
Hey, we'll go and trademark that one very fast. Now,
actually nobody has trademark it.
Yeah, we just trademark it. Mwakenya, from the outside looking in, how do you feel our music ranks are against the other genres that have kicked off from Africa? Because you played quite a bit.
Yeah, when I'm home, I try to do that everywhere I am. The only thing I would say is like, okay, out there, I'm a club DJ, resident. It's tough because I love Kenyan music. When you start the night, usually, you start with a low BPM, you know? If people know about BPM, that's how fast the music goes, how it beats, yeah? Kenyan music is between 70 and 105, 108 to the max, maybe 19. You'll find some songs like Soul to Soul, like Surayako Muzuri, 120. You will find Nameless. Music, you know, it's up there, over 115 and up.
Right.
Otherwise, you're having a problem. When you reach at that time of the night, because by midnight, people already cocked up.
Yeah.
They're drunk, they're tipsy, they want to get in the flow and get wild, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so you can't stay on that 105, 108. You have to go up almost up until 130.
You've got a very interesting aspect.
I've been talking to Jimmy a lot about this. So I choose. I try to choose. You'll find we have songs like Majosi.
Yeah.
She's doing my piano, and you try to squeeze it in. And sometimes you have to even do mashups.
Yeah.
Pull out some vocals from a Kenyan artist, and smack and put a piano beat on it, or so you can stay on that level because your people are there and they're like, hey, why don't you play some of our music, man?
Yeah.
We're only hearing Amapiano, we're only hearing Niger, we're only hearing the Ghanaian thing going on here. So you're always missing that Kenyan. There are very few Literally, you can, by your fingers. Which is, I've been pushing Jimmy a lot. I'm like, Jimmy, I know Kenyan people love rap music, but when you go out there, Europe is fast. Yeah, those guys listen to rave, house. I know it's easy to mix that,
right?
But we want to put our own sound in it. So I don't care what you call it, I don't care what you call it, provided it is original from here,
right?
Whichever name you're gonna call it,
right?
But provided when somebody listens to it, it's like, hey, who is this?
Yeah.
When they Shazam it or whatever they do, it brings them back to here. And it's even easy for us to, when you pull an artist out. I'm not saying you cannot sell the low, as you know, you can't sell the low BPMs. You can't do that. But I'm talking about nightlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the club does sell you as an artist well.
Right.
Because if your name is around, say it's easy. Even if I push a poster out and you're from a video, like, yeah, this is the music we've been partying to. So, like always, the DJ has always pushed artists out.
That's why, to be very honest, apart from, media, it's the DJs.
DJs you push, always push you out and people want to sing along.
Right.
Yeah, if you have a phrase, man, oh, Susan,
yeah.
Up or two.
Yeah.
And I even make Europeans to sing up or two. I just force them,
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, you want to learn some Kenyan slang today, just say up or two, Mambo, vip, mambo, poor, I try to communicate.
Right.
So I was performing, so.
Yeah, but I know, like Mwakenya has been telling me, like, forever. Another problem is that with our Kenyan sound, we don't really have artists that can be represented out there. I think he told me last time we talked before he came that Sarabi, was it Sarabi? Yeah.
Yeah, Sarabi.
They were over there, and he's like, yeah, it's like, like you don't have that recognition out there, and there's festivals that are playing, and there's almost like no Kenyans in festivals,
right?
Over there.
You bring up an interesting aspect. I never even thought about it that way. The BPM, how you can groove.
Beats per minute.
Yeah,
beats per minute.
The way you can groove to a song would determine a lot about how it would get played in the clubs.
You see?
And that commercial aspect is what we don't really look at as well, because yes, Afrobeat is. Piano is.
And the thing that people understand is you can have a high BPM. Let me talk from a production point of view.
Exactly.
But it's not for the club. For example, drill is like 135, 140, right? But in the club, do you play it?
But is it the snare that is 140? It's not the kick.
You see,
not the kick.
You see what happens is like with let's say for the kick for drill and some hip hop, it's like it's like that. But you see with Afrobeats, that's how it is. It's like house music. It's constant. Like Lingala, it's constant.
You can chop it though.
Yeah.
Right.
So it gives you that thing of when the kick is going constantly, you find yourself even just moving your shoulder. You wanna jam to it.
Right.
But then things like drill, you're listening to it or some rap and you're like, hey, Apple, I'm gonna get a point. It's more like listening music than dancing music.
So our music is more of that. It's more of you want to catch the words, you want to catch the vibe, as opposed to like now actually catching the words after you've caught the music. I mean, you've caught the beat.
What I would say, we're already taking care of the slow vibe, because
right.
as a club DJ, you always you're creating a certain vibe. You're taking people on a roller coaster. Your train starts slowly and then it picks up by midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. By the time it's 3 o'clock, you're hitting it hard. So you're always climbing. You get tired, you go down a bit again. You can bring it a bit, But on the climax, that's where everybody wants to listen to something from their own spot. Yeah. Because that's where people are on a circle. Everybody's like, this is how the Nigeria do their thing. This is how the Ghanaians do their thing. This is how the Kenyans do their thing, And sometimes, Kenya's ladies like, hey, where is our thing? I'm like, for real? Sometimes you even have to repeat a song, which I don't mind doing, so long as I put them there.
Right.
Because everybody wants to be represented.
Right.
Yeah. And especially if you're a Kenyan DJ who's playing on the decks.
Right.
Come on, there's no way you can play a night without playing Kenyan music. No.
Exactly.
Yeah, me, I don't care. I'll force it in. Yeah. So sometimes I have to do mashups and do remixes. Though I don't push them out on my mixtapes because sometimes you're like, you don't know the reaction of the app. But we should consider.
Very interesting. Very interesting aspect. Yeah. I think it would just for a lot of producers to think about this. Yeah, right.
But I think also another thing that we've talked a lot about with Mwakenya about is that the sounds. He keeps on playing. Do we have a sound for Kenya? Do we have that African sound thing that goes on? Because the thing is, we were talking a few weeks ago, is if you're trying to come with that hip hop thing, the Americans have already dealt with it, But we may be doing hip hop in Kenya, but how are we gonna bring it together? Because out there, for example, if you go right now to Denmark you want to know what Denmark is about, what is in their country, what's ticking.
Yeah,
you know. And so when you hear someone say I'm from Kenya, they want to know what Kenya is about. So what do we have out there to really showcase and say this is our music scene, this is how we do it, this is how we speak, this is how we dance, you know. And that's what I think the problem is, you know. A lot of times Kenyans I feel we're the most versatile in East Africa. It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. The good thing that we like to experiment. The bad thing is that we don't really develop ourselves. We're always running. Like there's a time in Kenya, you hear Kenyans, when something hits, everyone jumps on it.
Right.
At one time, people are like, I'm doing spoken word. Everyone is doing spoken word. You know?
True.
At the same time, one guy decided that he's buying a boda boda. Everyone now has a boda boda. Like, that's how Kenya, we go on waves. That's how we operate on waves. So that's why you hear when people say about Tanzania and those other places, you know, Uganda, other place, they have one form of music that they feel that they want to propel with.
But Tanzania heavily borrow.
They did. In fact, their sound right now is just Afrobeat pop.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Bongo flavor died a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, the original bongo flavor.
The hip hop guys are holding out.
They're slow. The guys who are doing the ballads, kind of slow, like a you know, the Mr. Blue, that generation. When they used to sing, for example.
Yeah.
They still have the slow singers.
Yeah.
Though they get more, of course, they're more influenced with the Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Because of course Diamond is doing a lot of collaboration.
Yes.
And it's like every time he's catching a beat. But they still have that on the vocals, by the way. It's still bongo flavored vocals.
The vocals is there.
The vocals still there.
Amapiano has really taken over their sound. They've really gotten into that.
Amapiano is taking even Niger is on Amapiano. Because nowadays it's like
that's true.
Hit song in Afrobeat Niger remix for the club. Amapiano. Yeah.
That's true.
And
there's a lot of influence.
It's like, you know,
so
every hit after hit, you know.
Then
it's
we
going
just
hard.
create an African sound that you diversify with your voice and your talent and your lyrics, so that Afrobeat and Amapiano all fuse and we're all using it. That's the next step. And then just see what
guys, there are guys, producers who are fusing, but you won't hear much about them. That's the thing. Because people have this concept, if the wheel's not broken, why fix it?
Right.
And that's where the big problem is.
Right.
You know, you always want to be in the in crowd, you know? And so the thing is, we have to have people also who are developing, who are looking at a new way of doing things, by the way, for people to listen to.
So let me pose this question to the guys who are watching and listening. What do you think our sound should be called? What should it sound like? And what do you think we should do to be able to now get that out there, get ourselves out there? I'd love to hear what guys have to think. I've heard very different aspects from all of you, and they're all very, very valid. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. So you can hit us up on +254 788 380030. That's +254 788 380030. We are live on YouTube right now. That's youtube.com/@IconRadioKE and www.iconradio.co.ke. We're gonna let DJ Mwakenya get back to the decks. You're not getting back to the decks, guy. You look surprised.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know your program. I didn't know your program. I didn't know your program stay.
You have an amazing setup. We are taking full advantage for sure. We need you back on the decks. So join in the conversation. Be sure to let us know. And if you have any questions for DJ Mwakenya, be sure to hit us up. And for sure, he will. Yes, listen. That's why we import people to bless the studio. Now, DJ Mwakenya on the ones and twos.
Respect.
Hey, coming in straight from Denmark. Hey, love it. Loving the vibes right here as we get through the vault for the first, the inaugural show. And the boys are finally back. Who they're ready to now, going diet, decided to come back to work and stop with the shenanigans from the holidays. I'm your girl, Mara Manova, the African Queen. Of course, in studio, you missed these voices. We've got
Jirongize kama kawa Mr. Kakakakakakakakang. Unajua tena mwaka ni mupya, kila kitu ni mupya, mambo mapya. Vidole 10 juu ya.
Yes, the beat maker, not the beat taker. Here with G Baby. Yeah.
G Baby.
Yeah.
You're making me so.
Yeah. DJ Mwakenya in the house, Maida Maloba. We're killing it. Today's the day. We're back. What was that word that Maida said? Inaugural? Huh?
inaugural show.
Leave me out of it.
That's like a mouthful, man.
Please, leave me out of it.
Inaugural.
Mimi nimeshika una grow kwa show. Mimi sijashika.
Niko grow sasa.
Mimi nimeshika tu una grow show.
All right, and then we also have a studio.
Deejay Mwakenya from Kenya.
Deejay Mwakenya from Kenya.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice and sweet. All right. So we had a lot to talk about also during the break. And before that, like I got a lot of insight, and just, it's interesting just to get into that conversation, because as much as these streaming services are coming, they're doing the networking, the workshops, it's having the real conversations about what we could actually do to get our music really, really out there. And you guys have brought up enough important points. But the other thing that you guys brought up over the break was the aspect of being sellable, being marketable. Yeah. It's not just the fact that you put out a song and now, in Kenyan terms, you're a celebrity, and you have the celebrity status, but are you sellable out there? There are guys, I think all of us have had a hand in one particular group, all of us have had a hand in trying to promote out there, and they're just not making the cut just yet. Why is it that some of our artists who are hitting bigger at home are not able to be sellable out there?
Okay. Should I start?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
All right.
Mic is yours.
The mic is mine. You see, when they started playing, I'll go back a bit. When Kenya started playing local music here, I don't know who's representing the young people. So I'm gonna call on all the embassies outside of Kenya.
Yeah.
When you're doing the Jamhuri Day, Madaraka Day, I don't know if it's Shujaa Day. You have to export an artist from here. That should be like a law.
Word.
I went to a one.
You understand?
Mashujaa Day moja. I went to Paris embassy in France. They brought. He said Mr. Blue.
You're lying.
On a Kenyan show, on a Kenyan event.
Ilikuwa Jamhuri Day.
Oh my word!
All right. So that one, that's like a what do you call it? A commandment broken. Because these guys out there are selfish. Right. Everybody's promoting their own. So I'm calling to that. Yeah. All the people who are pushing Kenya music, please, embassies, mukifanya Jamhuri Day, it doesn't cost a foot and leg to bring an artist from, even if it's one of them. I'll bring a DJ too. So when you're doing this thing, and then when it's across in the media, people start to, because you have, if you're doing Jamhuri Day, for example, you always have the hosts.
Yeah.
The candidates, they're always going to be there. Because the people are married, friends, It's a family thing,
Charity
a platform thing, yeah. It's a
together thing.
Yeah. So bring the artists, bring the artists across.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of people are doing that. They're selfish and they're doing it. So this is one of the ways I've been thinking would really help.
That's a really, really,
and
really good point.
If it doesn't happen from this year, man.
But things start at home. Even with the last campaign, one of the biggest political parties, they brought Diamond and they paid him 10 million Kenya shillings. The other artists actually were complaining you haven't been paid. As in,
why we biting our
but Kenyans, we turn to toilet seats when we see foreigners.
But the other thing is what Kenyans say. If we start from home, what Kenyans also say. If you talk to most guys on the streets, most guys you come around, it's not that Kenya doesn't have musicians. We have a lot of musicians. But they say this, there's no good music coming out of Kenya. And that starts from people in Kenya that are saying that.
Jimmy.
That's a problem.
I don't care what people decide, because you are doing a Kenyan, this is a national day for Kenya, Jamhuri Day. You're going to bring somebody from, even if we don't have music, bring what is there.
And that's
make it make sense.
Yeah, make it big.
And that's what I'm saying. We need to appreciate, what we're doing here, at the end of the day. Because when they brought out Diamond, it's not there were not other artists that were there from Kenya, but he was the main headliner. Where you're making other artists the main headliners, not your own people. But if you go to their country, for example, if you went to Nigeria right now, Kenya would never be the main headliner, by the way.
I'm sorry. It brings back to the point of somebody I don't particularly prescribe to his antics. But Eric Omodi brought up a point of
100%.
He said invest in your star power. Yeah. When you go on stage, go with a 360 camera team. Go and put out images of whatever you've been doing, even if it's in the studio, in the lab. make noise about whatever you're doing so that people get invested in you. It's an emotional investment. For any fan, it's an emotional investment. And if they don't feel your star power, then for sure they're not going to prescribe to whatever you're trying to sell out. Yeah. So for sure it needs an investment for the artists themselves. Even the embassies, they might try to push.
Oh, really?
But if somebody is not even taking in the time, I think he called out Nadia Mukami when they did the Sauti Soul Fest. And he was like, listen, Harmonize shared the same stage with you. He came out with the full production of whatever he did on that stage. It looked like it belongs to him. And he was performing to the 15,000 people. It was his own concert. She's like, you went backstage and took pictures with your dancers and put out that picture. How does that weigh out one over the other? You know?
Let me say something. Itarabu watu vibaya. Kama vile mzee mzima amesema ukipewa opportunity, use it to the fullest. You only got one chance. The problem with Kenya artists mediocre. So ni mtu ana love, yako na love ya kujulikana kati ya wale mademo atakatia julikana na watu wale atajulikana nao, yeah? But I know people, ni artists professional, yaki ingia stage ana make sure kila kitu iko on set. Wa Kenya na jamii sina wasiwasi, DJ ataweka CD yangu ndamaima hapo tatoka. But I know people
Kenyans.
I know, okay, for example mimi nikiona Nyashinsky,
yeah,
ama nione Nameless, to name a few. Ni jamaa, I don't like wimbo za Nameless, but nikimwona kwa stage au nifanya napenda wimbo zake. I don't like him nikizisikiza kwa radio, but when I see him on stage, ule ni performer. He is performing, he's blowing up the stage. Akona show kubwa. Nyash, the same thing. A lot of Kenyan artists ni ma studio MCs, ni ma CD MCs, and that's why even, for example, hata hizo story you got only one chance umepewa stage, other artists will come already. Jamaa kona set yake, so unangata majuu mtu akija stage, wewe nyinyi tokeni, mimi siseni set yetu. They put their own set, they don't care about the last one, but ataangalia on, hey, au performaje, jua atantiaje hapo, hiyo anti hapo, unajua ndio atainuaje show. Kenya sio kole kazi, watu wanajua wimbo yangu, sinisidita wewe comment mai, alafu ndapiga tu selfie kadhaa hapo nitoke niende.
That's not performing though.
No professionalism in Kenya. I remember DJ Pinye siku ile kwenda kupeleka The Beat Igo live show na band. He stopped it. Why? Wasanii wana go off beat. They don't even have to perform with a band.
Wow.
So how will we put Kenyan artists on top huko akacompete na jamaa kutangu zaliwa amekuwa kitrend tu na band akiperform na band? As in the problem is vile tumetoka music industry, the people promoting music industry wana promote mediocre vitu hataziwezi compete na nje. Mimi shida yangu iko quit Kenya. Shida yangu niko, how will you take Africa? How will you take over the world? We'll take it by shows. Because mimi perform nje. What do people want? They love good shows. They love performances.
Yeah.
Not just your music. You can have good music alafu kushingia stage sema kumbe ilikuwa huyu. So huyu ni nothing. But kuna jamaa ataingia pale ajulikani, bro, a perform. Kila mtu ako like, hey, who are you? Ashabukiwa shows zingine kama 50 already. And he has no music out there. But people love performance. That's everything.
You know, I was telling someone yesterday, I was in the studio with someone yesterday, and I told them this. They're asking me, how do I move forward on the next step of my career? And I said, you got to get your stage act in order. You know, people are relying on DSPs, they're relying on social media. And I said, at the end of the day, social media is great, right? There's numbers out there, but it will never replace a live performance.
Right.
Trust me on that, huh? We grew up in a sector where there was no, there was no Yahoo. It didn't exist. When I came out, there was none of that. So all we knew was about performing on stage. So we were better on stage than we were actually in the studio. I can actually say that.
Yeah.
That you brought up a very valid point, because even with your playbacks, even with your CDs, you give your life on that stage. You give your life to that microphone, yeah? Let me tell you, there's one person who impressed me last year and was not being given the stage, but he took the stage by force. Boutros.
Yeah,
Boutros,
you have to.
whenever he got on stage, like even if he was not invited to a concert, he'll take himself there. To Mombasa, he'll take himself there every time. And every time he hit the stage, like people would go wild, even more than the even headlining act. And that is one guy that needs to be invested in heavy. He's hungry. He goes for it. And when he goes on stage, people feel it. They feel his hunger. They feel
it's not. See all about that. My uncle got, my manager got.
No. He goes for it. Like, I'll tell you that. The other person who impressed me as well, who came out of the shadows, was our very own Sai Sandabi. Whenever she performed anywhere that we were at, she just took over. And she used, keywords like the way you're saying. Her song is called Sai Sai. So by the time everybody was leaving that place, they were like, Sai Sai, I'll give you the track. You see,
the one who didn't impress me.
People are.
The one who didn't impress me was this lady. Sorry to say, but I'm calling out. This lady who won this Afrima award, right? And yeah. I saw her perform at this thing for the president, This thing where they're doing this hustlers, whatever fund, And like literally, she was just performing on top of her it's not even a performance track, it's on top of the record.
Oh no.
And everyone in the crowd was just looking at her like, okay, when are you leaving? That was a look. But the thing is, if you're not investing in your art, people believe nowadays, correct me if I'm wrong, Mwakenya, people believe in their art is just, let me take some photos, let me record in the studio, put it on YouTube, like my pages, let me do my TikTok dance, let me do things, and then you say, I'm a star.
Wait for it, yeah.
You're dreaming, because I would say, most of us, you said you want to go to the international market.
Right.
You see, across Europe, across Africa, you have platforms, festivals, they're lined up. And the only way you can get yourself to a new network is through festivals. Because a club, people can be, a bit, but on the festivals, and you said you have a live set.
Right.
Kenyan artists, don't be hungry for the stage before you're ready.
Right.
You see, even a kid doesn't run before they crawl. So don't try to run before you crawl. Hook up a band if you can. I heard there's a lot of bands from Kenya because you mentioned Sarabi. Nobody knows Sarabi, but Sarabi are killing it. Yeah, they did a nice performance and it was really a Kenyan vibe. They played in one of the biggest festival in Denmark. It's called Roskilde. Roskilde Festival is like what? 75,000. A whole week.
Wow.
Dude, Sarabi killed it and they got booked the next year for a country tour. So that's how I met him. I was working and one of my friends, he lived in the West Coast, he said, by the way, there's a Kenyan band playing tonight. It was on a Tuesday or Thursday. I was like, for real, Kenyan band? What the name is? Sarabi. I'm like, dude, I don't even know a band named Sarabi. But you know what? We're going. We finished, shower. That's how I came to meet the guys.
Right.
And they did
in a Dushman. They did a good job. So Kenyans, don't be hungry. Do your because you see even that gengeton, you're calling it gengeton. Kapuka, you're calling it. If you have a band that can play that music live, run with it. Run with it.
That's true.
The reason I met up with Kevo was it was like, man, people love this music, but the shows are trash. People will like the music, they'll come because of the hype, but how long will these people live? Why? Because it's music. You need to grow with it. You don't need to go back down. So don't say like, people sing word by word. They will sing word by word up to when? When people realize, oh, the ship is sinking.
Right.
Well, watakutoka vibaya sana. Like, to enjoy. You can fool some people for sometimes, but you can't fool them all the time. Kenya, unaona mpaka unaona ma live band. You have started seeing live bands. Why Sauti Sol wanashika? Why band? Because you can't fake in a live band.
That's true.
You can't fake.
That's true.
But with a CD kamepigwa hapo, sasa mpaka ulilan move kwa kioo like no, live band lazima usweat, his blood, sweat and tears. You have to. For example, mimi nasemanga okay, I see a lot of people who wanafanya wanaimba ama wana perform. Alafu wanasema sijui ni luku. Mimi nimeshaona Beyonce akirihas. She's very beautiful. Everybody loves her. But wewe, she's not playing around.
No.
Hey, cut. Where? Rudia, where? There. Wachana mchezo. People get fired.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. I grew up in Isili. And there was this Congolese band that used to practice in the youth auditorium. There was a main church. And they used to practice there. These guys used to perform for like 8 hours. Practice 8 hours.
Non-stop.
Seben, I'm telling you. If you hear that rim shot, 8 hours. How can you perform for 8 hours? And it's live kit. Right. And I'm telling you, if a guy plays the drum, they're going to beat his ass. I'm sorry to say that.
I was with Sakodi, courtesy of Kevo. So
when? And you didn't even call me?
Don't worry. That's...
Manze, I thought you were my tribe, Manze.
We are together, but some things have to align. So I asked Sakodi, how do you sustain performance and everything? You know what he told me? Rehearse, repeat. repeat. And then the most important is rehearsal. Leave alone the stage. What stage you already know what you need to do.
Yeah.
But for rehearsal, you don't know. So that's why you need to know.
Okay, I would say one thing. Kenyans, I know we did not grow up with a setup of a band. Most of us, I would say, like for myself, I love music in church. You know?
Right.
All due respect, yeah. So, if I can't be able to do that,
what are you doing?
yeah, if you can't be able to, at least now, we have places where you can rent. But if you can invest in your own
That's true.
instrumentation, don't depend on, no. Ukipiga show mbili tatu, nunua guitar. Show mbili tatu, drum set, By the time you have a whole band. Even if you're going to have keys, bass, lead, and maybe a DJ who's doing some scratches for you or whatever, doing some samples for you, throwing some samples for you. And you have a backup singer. Kill it. And then make sure sometimes, let's let the band to be quiet. And you do the a cappella lead. And your girl or, she's doing the harmonies. When you perfect your voice like that, even the day, watazima stima. What should I endelea?
Invest in your star power. That is the main word.
Because the only instrument that you have as a singer is this your vocal.
That's true.
You
have to have discipline.
Actually, the reason why trap died, because when they started going to some places where people kind of started demanding live, the man and rap. Put back the CD. Just shut up. Because hey man, what happened? A lot of us wakaanza kuonekanaje ni wa fake, ni wa studio. Ukienda live mali watu wapana tambua. Wanaenda ma case leo wanaenda hapa na okay sawa buda ebu freestyle. I don't do that. I have a lot of money. Kumbe jamaa juu aje stock exchange zinaanguka. Unaenda kuruka mraia. Na wameko tu na wakijonga ndio wamekusupport ndio the come through, and that's why kila mtu anafaa kulearn craft zao kwa sababu people hata Beyonce is not where she is because attitude luku Beyonce upiga zoezi mpaka unaona
all you have to do is do that research.
Kill yourself.
All right,
no,
guys.
Hata watoto wake haikuwazajwe haikuwa anatemea kuzaa watoto alikuwa tu anatemea zoezi unajua.
Okay, that's another story for another day.
And that's a Michael Jackson movie. Sikia Michael Jackson alizaa watoto wa white.
All right, guys.
0.5 na yeye black.
We need to go on a break. And we'll get back after the music. For sure, now we'll be delving into DJ Mwakenya and who you are, what you do. For sure, I don't know how to put you on the spotlight right now. It's okay. We'll go back to our scheduled playlist.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries, but thank you so much for cosplay for us. It has been a treat. Absolutely. We'll be back with more with DJ Mwakenya and, of course, the rowdiest crew on radio right here on The Vault. All right. That was our session with, of course, showing love to the 254 right here on The Vault, where we're all about that music, whether it's hip hop, R&B, and everything that just influences it across. It's been a long morning. It's been a long morning. Leave me alone, please. I'm your girl, Mary, along with Afropunk Queen. Hey. So we've also have a studio in their back. It's the rowdiest crew on radio. G Rongi, of course, G the Beat Maker, and we do have our guest DJ Mwakenya all the way from Denmark, representing.
Kenya.
Born and bred in Kenya,
yeah.
But of course, represent. You know us when people just go and do big things out there. We always have to make noise about it.
So true.
Big noise, and of course you're doing big things out there. Now, who is DJ Mwakenya?
Whoa. DJ Mwakenya is just a humble Kenyan, who's trying to push our music as far as it can reach.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. Like I said, born and raised here. Love music in church, and just grown up there. Moi era through all this, So yeah, basically what you go through is what I go through. So I try to use what I have, and with a link from Beatmaker, who has always been there from day one, And it was like, we used to talk about it, it's like everywhere you did move or you step your foot, you wanted to make a mark for Kenya.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
100%, because Kenyans are unique people. Yeah, Kenyans, they can bob and weave, they can, they fit in many places. Easy, as in tough places and easy places, they know how to maneuver. And believe you me, everywhere you go find a Kenyan, they're doing something good. It doesn't have to be entertainment, even in their own career. They're trying to.
Word.
I'm a fourth born of 6 children. Yeah.
Wow.
So mom is here. Dad passed away 4 years ago. So we're holding it down for him. If it wasn't for him, we would not be here. Yeah. So,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long when did you set sail away from Kenya, and how long have you been away?
Okay, from 202. I've been away.
Wow.
Back and forth.
Wow.
Yeah, from 202 I've been away. I have 3 sons. Been married, divorced. I have 3 sons.
So current state.
Lucas Jr.
Okay.
Lucas Kimari Jr. I have Michael Juma is my dad, and the youngest one is called Marley. Yeah.
So current status is divorced.
Current status is divorced. Music. As I'm married to music.
Married to me. Hey, you guys like using those terms. I'm married to my sport. I'm married to music. Did you say I like you again in Denmark? In Danish?
Mbona mnalenga hii topic?
We.
Zing.
Extra curriculum.
Yaje? Nikipata mtu anadai kama visa day nikamrusha pande yako. Bora kanafua kanaosha na
alafu after miaka 2 ataanza kufua kuosha hata miaka.
Sababu si hapo ni retirement, kwani contract ni ya. Ukipeleka 2 years ni refu, 1 year 1 and a half. Kabla custom kapungue hapo. Recycling ya nasa.
Can we focus?
Let me tell you some stuff that Mwakenya is not saying. Let him not lie to you about stuff. First of all, let's talk about history.
Lie?
Yeah, I've known this guy.
What you mean,
I know this guy. How I met him was I did this thing called, I was coming up with this concept called the Hip Hop Festival. So there's a lady that was in college with him. Believe it or not, Kamari was a fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
You want to bring out that part?
Yeah, you want to bring out that. So he was. So he helped me come up with this concept we called the Hip Hop Festival and Dance Fever. Yeah. We came up with something to bring out talent, to educate people about the arts and everything. And when I moved to one of the first studios I worked with, came with him. That was called New Jam Rescue. It was up in Harlingen.
How do I forget? Okay.
So there was me and him and this guy, young talent that we brought up, guys like Black Plague. We brought up guys who were really doing their thing. So when it reached time when I wanted to leave, I told him I've come up with this concept of an entertainment company, a Christian entertainment company called End Zone Entertainment. And so he said, let me join you on that. In fact, I know my brother-in-law would be down for this, so we came together with a couple of guys. That company later became Mo Sound Entertainment. Because Mwakenya is the one who actually brought in Kevin Mule. He's the one who brought him in.
Wow.
And so over the years, we set up our company and everything. Over the years, we've always kept in touch. Like when he went Denmark, I went a week before to the UK.
Yeah.
He went a week after, till 2002. And so all these years we've kept in touch, checked on his career, how it's going, how he's doing his thing, and everything. Him giving me advice, also what he thinks, because he's out there, and seeing what's going on in the market out there. So I think it's important to listen to what he has to say, because he has an eye opener. A lot of Kenyans that I meet keep on asking me how to get into festivals, and they say, "Hey, you talk to my boy." Yeah. When Diamond went over to Denmark, he was also DJing for him.
He was up there for the beach festival.
Yeah.
We had even Otile Brown, by the way.
Yeah.
It was a nice show. Otile killed it.
He's good at what he does.
The only person we were trying to reach was like Arrow Boy. We never catched him late. But I have to say something.
Right.
Okay, wait. Last year? It's the end of last year. I think it's the first time Major was out. Major, Okanairo.
That's
Tumblr.
true. When
The first time I step out of Kenya to do an international tour.
was it?
Yeah. When is the last time you see Major out? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Help me out.
I think he did a few.
Outside of Kenya?
I think when he was still with Caliph, I think.
No,
Major. Yeah, he's done.
Oh, he's done it before.
I think the biggest one now probably was last year.
Usually anapendanga kwenda hiyo side ya gatekeeper, side ya US.
Right.
So
that's why he didn't want to come on the other side.
Yeah, because the other side, the other guys, the gatekeeper. Umesha notice wengi wendanga US. They don't get out of there. Alafu wanaenda house, wakienda US, they only go to the house parties, birthday parties and stuff. Kama it's nothing to do with concert. Then they come back like, we make it. So, for
real?
Yeah, a lot of people do that. But I don't know why Major has not even... I've never even had Major going to any other country apart from US.
He did Australia last year.
Yeah, he did Australia.
Yeah,
that's the time I tried to reach him. So I was talking to... I work with Deejay. Deejay is a Kenyan DJ based in German. Book Major for 3 shows. Berlin, Stuttgart, and I don't know which other place. I was trying to get him to Scandinavia, so I get him to Denmark, Sweden, Norway. But I was told, manager wa Major alisema Major hawezi kuja na economy class, lazima alipiwe first class. Nikasema, oh my God. So we short circuit ourselves in so many ways. I remember meeting artists like Malik Berry. You know who Malik Berry is. Producer, singer. And other Niger artists. For them, even if they slept in your apartment, you give them a room, they are set. Right. Provided they go through every single, spot that you make them available for them. Yeah, because who will know that he's sleeping in I gave him he would not know that.
No.
But when you start to be setting out rules and people don't know you, and you still are crying to, you have to be humble many times, yeah. And we are complaining and saying we want our artists to be like, to reach the standard of Niger. So we have to do the grind. The grind has to be done, yeah.
Yeah.
Those guys, they will do anything to get a spot. Yeah, and sometimes even when they're there, they'll be like, you know what? Just give me food, just as in just get his alcohol for the day or food, for him to just get that name out there, because he know every single person that he reach as a new network.
But kudil na wasanii ni ngumu. Because to be very honest, as in like, even we set up something for a Kenyan group over here, Kenyan hip hop group over here. We got them paid and everything, but they couldn't even just show up for rehearsals only. And that was our requirement, because it was a live set. It was a live band set. And like, you've never done live band before. It's a different animal. So come through for your rehearsals. And we banked a lot on them, and then they couldn't even show up. Even when the check, the bag goes right there. It's good. Just dealing with Kenyan artists, it's sometimes it sometimes can be tasking, because they don't really, again, just invest in their star power. Yeah, because they do put out the songs, again, use DSPs, they put out the videos, but then that's where it issues. It just issues there on, 1 million views on YouTube, but they can't hit a show. They can't do a show. It's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult. So what projects have you worked on while in Denmark? Major projects?
All right. I started singing before on Dex. A cappella group back in the days.
Really?
So, yeah. So vocals was okay when we was young. And when I got to Denmark, I used to work in a restaurant when I was studying. Then there was this English family. There was a dad and brothers and a son. So the son was a drummer. And so sometimes I would work there, and then they would put me on a bar to sell in weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So I used to play some reggae music, because that's what I found there. There's some Marley, some Peter Tosh, and then the guy would hear me sing in the back there when I'm serving. So the guy, he was a drummer, he pulled me out and said, hey, you know what, we're trying to put up a band. You need a singer. I hear you. I heard you. You know, I heard you. You have to prove me wrong. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. No, man, I know you can. So he gave me a shot. The guy had set up a band. It was a reggae band. So I would do some fusion. We started with some cover music, but then again we started writing our own stuff. I recorded a live album. I can't remember the year, 2007. It's called Blazing Fire. I don't think you can find it anywhere, but you can find it on YouTube. The band was called Strictly I and I. It was a band for the band members were students, so it was hard to, and they were still venturing out to the world. You know, we got some gigs. We did some performance in Denmark. It was not bad. We recorded the album. Still there, yeah, it's still there. You can find it on YouTube. Then after that, when we broke up, went solo. Then I went solo. Then I started using backup bands. Because already there in Denmark, there was a Jamaican production company called Jamlink International. So Jamlink used to bring Jamaican artists to Scandinavia. So one time he found me there and he was like, hey man, why not? You know, why not? Come, I need your support, brother. I need your support. Because he heard what we was doing. So he used to send your music in, they'll play your rhythms, you perform. You can check out some of the stuff on Aarhus Reggae Festival. Anything in Denmark. When you write anything reggae in Denmark,
okay,
there's a festival. It's yearly.
Yeah,
you will find it.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some live performances there. So yeah,
nice.
So from that, then I still was selecting back and forth, not so much serious. Then after, when people make it big, you help somebody build up. We try to build up the festival. When he came up to, he could do, city to city, when whole country supporting, and of course you drop the local artists. You drop them out, then you start to deal with the international artists who come and take all the money home. Then I was like, okay, now you know what? Let's try and push our own music back to them. Now on their sets again.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise I'm working on something. I've recorded some singles. They're not out yet. Still working on it. If anything, I'll push everything out. Jim is here.
Yes, you have the
so
right
the next
connect.
time I'm coming around, I should be able to become, hey, I have a single, I have
Yeah, you don't have to over there just be you. You don't have to pedal now. Now you just you're straight to the source.
You don't know to be a silent worshiper.
And I'm trying to work with my cousin there.
Yeah.
DJ Malji.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing shows here at home, We'll be doing shows here at home.
Nice.
Yeah, we want to do that. Why not?
Okay. We should talk.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And now you're working on your album. You're working on an album right now.
Yeah.
As well as you're doing your DJ.
Yeah, DJing, yeah.
So DJing is your main thing, and then now the music is now.
You see, I would say I have a main thing.
Yeah.
I try to pack everything, It's not really. You try to work with everything,
Yeah.
That is, yeah. You can't say it is really a main thing because, of course, I'm on the set a lot.
All right.
More than I'm recording, because recordings are different. Jim was trying to help me set up a studio and everything. I did 3 singles that are not out yet. One I did record because I was working with a Tanzanian brother. I went to school with in Denmark. He have a record label called Mando Studios. So I did a single. Yeah.
The one who plays reggae.
Must do that too. So I did a single at Abidadi. I did a single at he called himself Sharobaro. And then there's a last guy, I can't remember his name. He's like one of his legs is kind of short. If I remember them, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam was good, Was good, yeah. So
Juicy too?
no, that's before COVID. Before COVID, not lately. I'm supposed to go back, but
nasahau jina huyu jamaa. Sasa nimekumbuka na kwa Denmark actually.
Melvic.
This Tanzania guy, he plays a lot of reggae. So, but I met him in Tanzania.
You're talking about
Yuzo.
Oh yeah.
You know Yuzo?
I know him. He's in Switzerland or where? He's in Denmark. He said to you.
I think Denmark.
There's a Tanzanian. There's a
feeling
Tanzanian.
lost in this whole story.
Yeah, like you're just like
we're trying to track artists who are. We're trying to track.
Said you want to know DJ Mwakenya.
But now let me ask you. Of course, you've dropped a few names. Who, if anybody, in terms of both shows and your music, would you really want to work with from this side, from Kenya?
Oh, from Kenya? Oh, anybody who's serious to work, you know. I would prefer somebody, at least I would prefer somebody who have a understanding of what the importance of live music is. Because if I do a single with you, I want to play it live. You know, I would like to play it live. Even if you're gonna come there, I'm gonna come here, you know. Do a live set. Because when we do a live set, we can stretch it the way we want to stretch it.
Right.
Because more time when you're on a backtrack, you cannot stretch it. You can't even include your crowd. See, watch one thing. Look at how Jamaicans perform. Jamaicans, they try to engage with the crowd 100%.
Right.
They try to, they're
in that.
They engage and by force. Imagine an artist is given only 5 minutes, but within those 5 minutes, he can chop his songs. He would even us 5 songs within that 5 minutes, and by the time he leaves that stage, you know it.
Exactly.
You know, you can remember all the songs. The way he's aggressive, because apparently the music scene right now, you have to be aggressive.
That's true.
Yeah, you have. Otherwise, you won't have a spot.
All right. Speaking of aggression, we need you to hit that mic.
Yeah. True. I put myself on the spot there.
You did a very nice segue.
I'm telling you. Segue.
Yes. So we need we're gonna be doing a live cypher. I think we've done it a few times before, but now we're back with that one. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Jimmy already got the beat right there, and of course we're putting now Mwakenya on the spots.
Telling you.
So
see,
is the track laid? We're good to go. You're good to go.
Bang it. I want to hear
all right.
kick.
All right. If you need water, let me know before you get started.
I'm good.
You're good to go.
Let it go.
So, introducing Deejay Mwakenya.
Thank you.
On the mic, dropping a fire saver on the vaults. Tondekazi.
Beatmaker. On the Beatmaker. You see it? All right. So we ready? I'll tell you a story for where I'm coming from.
I think we're good to go.
DJ, Soundman. All right. Beatmaker on the rhythm. Okay, let me tell you a story where I'm coming from. All right. Hey, born and raised in Nairobi. Me said they sitting at the sun. Born and raised in Nairobi. Hey, me said they sitting at the sun. Women a hustle, women a struggle to make the ends of a meet. I tell you how business is necessary for everyone who need it. It are the healing of the nation. We put my sickness below. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Hey, go to the Africa. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Hey, go to the Africa. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Hey, all right. Me love Mama Africa under the sun. We plant sugar cane, banana. Me love Mama Africa under the sun. We plant sugar cane, banana, and yam. 7 mile white sun where the tourists come. Hakuna matata, hakuna ma. Kwingi ya arusi kutoka matanga. Pombe mnazi Mombasa atele my show. Me say it can done. It bring the joy and it bring the fun. Tell the people them about the kings of Africa. Tell them about the queens of Africa. Tell them about the goodness of Mama Africa. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Hey, go to the Africa. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Hey, go to the Africa. Red is for the fire. Fire is for the purification, mind, body, and soul. Same fire make you get every day and go work. Green, Ire, meditation, eat well, sleep well, exercise for good day. Fittest of the fittest shall survive. All right. I mean, say gold is for the natural riches. Mother Nature gave us the blessing. Babylon, one time they been a curse. No, we not let them. So red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Go to the Africa. Red, gold, and green, Mama Africa. Nalo niko Icon Studio. It's all good. It's all right. We'll give you a next segment next time.
Well, you roll with it very fast. I love that. Hey, that's a song. That's not even
I'm gonna featuring hapo.
I'm gonna featuring budget.
Na vile mimi mpaka niko natarisha mavazi huko. Gold, red, gold. Lazima najua
sasa mtarecord sasa.
Hakuna shida.
That was dope. That was
Thanks.
really dope.
Just
I
thanks,
really love that one. Yes, that is the way to start Cypher, the World Cyphers 2023. For sure. And of course, it's been amazing having you in studio, Mwakenya. Thank you so much for weighing in, giving us your gems, and of course, dropping that cipher. We've had an amazing time with you. And of course, lending us your skills on the decks. Hey!
Yeah, the decks were alive.
I'm telling you, it's been an honor. It's been an honor.
But at least I'm living here with the Jamal G, you know?
Yes.
I can really need a fast, your DJ. Shukran.
100%.
Bend over. Sasa yetu ni flip over.
For
real though.
Oh man, we can't wait to see what you'll be coming up with. Of course, we can't wait to see even the shows that you're planning over here. We would love to be involved in it 100%. Keeping it strictly Kenyan. I'm
telling you.
And of course, be sure to look out for DJ Mwakenya on which pages?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Hey, TikTok.
Yeah,
You have a TikTok?
Imagine I'm on TikTok. I don't have a TikTok dance for them. TikTok.
Nice, okay.
Kenya, even if you take what you're taking, try to make it your own. We try to do that. Yeah. Everybody gets inspired.
Right.
Everyone gets inspired. But make it your own. Practice it. Deliver it.
I love it.
Actually, Nas said, Akunanga original, like every idea come from
It's
someone. But if
stolen.
you own it,
Yes,
it becomes
own it.
original.
Own it, yeah.
Do it on your ways, your style. Akuna this, you're not the first one to talk.
Yeah.
People started talking.
Yeah.
Until they started creating languages.
Yes.
Unajua? Wakaunda gita, wakaunda ndendo, wakaunda kambana. As in, there's no original idea. Every idea came from somewhere. It only depends on how you're perfecting it. Unajua, at the end of the day.
And then again, don't let the idea own you. You own it.
You own
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Like content.
So the wise words end here, missing now. But
It's called experience. It's called experience.
So now how do I follow up with that? Let me just leave it. Wahenga walisema wacha niache tu hapo. When the tezi homo. So yes, that's where we'll end it. But for sure, I love the idea of Doba. I think we should just push with that one.
Kenyan music is
Push.
called Doba.
Doba. I like it. Love it.
Doba.
I think that we should run with for the year.
And the funniest part, hiyo jina watu wengi walinikumbusha young people wale walisharamu walikama sema buda tokea Doba mpaka
Doba.
Doba si genge tu napana ni Doba.
Doba.
Niambia nini genge ali insist na mimi niko like jina Doba been hearing it.
Hata kandi kuna ngoma inaitwa
Doba.
Kula Doba, inaitwa
Kula Doba. Actually, that's what's happening actually.
I think we should run with that one 100%.
Everything we do is called Doba.
This year, everything is Doba. That Doba sound, love it. You scare Spotify, you scare what's it called? Those other streaming platforms. We're going with
Tidal.
Play,
Is it?
Tidal.
Yeah.
Audio Mac. We are going
Google.
with Doba officially. Love it.
And Beatmaker is behind it, and
Jirongi.
is it? Because you have to bring that sound out so people can know what exactly is Doba.
Jirongi the soft G.
Yeah.
We have to bring it out. We have to bring it out.
We have to bring it
People
out.
out there who don't know, don't be lied to. Jirongi has a Jirongi dance.
Yeah,
We all know it. Eh?
when he starts putting his tumbo mbele,
Tumbo gang. Eh?
that's true.
Tubo gang.
Tumbo gang.
Mtafanya nisuiwe na ule mbiwa kabeti.
Walangata nitango nani? All right, we have come to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much.
But one last shout out. Just want to give a shout out. One of the guys was a presenter here. Was his birthday today.
Yes.
That's Mr. Oshea Gambino.
Yes.
Yeah. So shout out, man. We got your back.
Yes.
Everything you're going through.
Yes.
Yeah. So bless up.
He's the fittest survivor outside there for sure, 100%.
Banani usimaini tuko pamoja.
Tuko pamoja. All right, thank you guys so much. We've come to the end of the show. For sure, we'll catch up next week. It's officially going into 2023 where we are with the Vault, all about that hip hop. Speaking of hip hop, Icon Radio has teamed up with Idu Zir, the one and only Idu man. And we're going to be dropping that jam, that banger tomorrow. Of course, it's going to be courtesy of the Vault Cyphers. So look out for that. Mnasikia, it was there. Icon Radio. Song is dropping tomorrow. It's already getting hits even before it's even playing. So check it out. It's premiering tomorrow at 11 a.m. on our YouTube channel. That's Icon Radio KE. So hit that notification button and let's check it out. It's going to be fire, fire, fire. Lil Dutchy was on the production. Of course, it was shot right here with our producer, Kevin Mwakenya. Big shout out to the team who put it together. So be sure to check that out, Kesho.
Everything Icon, audio Icon, everything Icon,
Yote.
vocals Icon, artist Icon, everything Icon.
It's iconic.
It's
iconic. And, and on that note, it's adios from us. See you again next Thursday. Now, sister, how
you doing?
hip hop ni culture I love. There we go.